All right, this is lesson 2 in chapter 9. We're going to move on from the area of a parallelogram, and we're going to move to the area of a triangle. The learning target being that we're going to find the area and missing dimensions of a triangle, similar to what we did with the parallelogram. Okay, so let's begin here. Let's talk about congruent. That's an important vocabulary word. Congruent figures are figures that are the same size and shape. Same size, same shape. A parallelogram can be formed by two congruent triangles. So we have this triangle here. If we put a triangle here, we have, if you look at the overall thing, I'll do it in blue, this right here. Oh, we got a parallelogram. So then, if we find our base and we have our height, we can get the area of the parallelogram, but we don't want the whole parallelogram. We just want half of it. So that can help you think about our formula. Let's look down here. Find the area of the triangle. Okay. So we have a base times a height. If I do a triangle that's exactly the same as that one, all of this, then it becomes a parallelogram, and you have your base times your height. So, but we only want half of it. So it's going to be base area equals 1/2 of the base times the height. Okay? So let's look at this one. I'm going to erase this other triangle that we did because we don't need that. You can just see how that congruent figure forms a parallelogram. The base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units. So the base is 6. The height is 1, 2, 3, 4. It's 4. So I do 6 times 4. That gives me 24. And 24 times 1/2 is 12. The area is 12 units. 12 units squared. Okay. Let's go to another example. Find the area of the triangle. Okay. So, the way you get a height is of a triangle. You have this point here. You have the base here. You got to go from this to the highest point of the triangle and make sure it forms a right angle. So 1/2 times my base, which is 12.1 meters, times my height, which is 6.4. I do that on my calculator. 12.1 times 6.4 is 77.44. Times that by 1/2, I get 38.72 meters squared. Okay, let's see if we got it here. Oops, that didn't work. Okay, we have 2 right here. And I have a base here. And then my height to the highest point is going to be right there. And that forms a right angle. Okay, so my base is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6. So it's area equals 1/2 times base, which is 6, times height, 1, 2, 3. 3. So I do 6 times 3, that's 18. 18 times 1/2 is 9 units squared. Okay. Now let's look at B. We have a base here, and then we have to somehow get to this highest point. We can go like this, forming a right angle. They actually went up from here and over, but either way, it's 7, and this is 9. So area equals 1/2 times base, 9, times height, 7. So it's area equals 1/2 times 63, and 63 times 1/2 gives me 31.5. Okay, so the area of B is 31.5 feet squared. Now, similar to the parallelogram, if you want to find a missing dimension, you're just going to do the formula and see what you're missing. Okay? And the way they have this formula written, I kind of like this way a lot. So it's area equals base times height divided by 2. Okay? So instead of timesing it by 1/2, you're dividing it by 2, which is the exact same thing. So on this one, we have our base, 24 centimeters. No, we have an area. Oof. Ooh. So I have the area is 24 equals, do I have my base? New base. But I do have my height, which is 6 times 6 over 2. So I have base times height. I have this divided by 2. I want to get rid of this 2 first. So to get rid of that, I'm going to times each side by 2. And by doing that, I get 48 equals b times 6. Now, because it's times 6, I want to divide it both by 6. So you can see I've done that here. And then b times 6 divided by 6 gives me b. 48 divided by 6 is 8. Okay. Now, if I put 8 in here, I need to do 1/2 times base times height. See, that gets me 24. 1/2 times 48. Half of 48 is 24, which is what they have here. All right. Let's see if you got it. We'll do these two right here. Okay, C. Area equals 40 equals base times height. I don't have my base, but I do have my height. It's a little foggy to see, a little fuzzy, but it looks like that is 8, which it is, and I divide that by 2. So now I got to get rid of this 2 times 2 times 2. 80 equals b times 8, divide each by 8, 8, b equals 10. Okay, so my base is 10 meters. Let's do the next one. Area equals 72 equals base times height. Ooh, I have my base, but I don't have my height. And divided by 2. So I times each side by 2, times by 2. That gets me 144. And that equals 12 h. And now I divide each side by 12. Gives me h equals 144 divided by 12 is 12. It is 12 yards. All right. Cool. Hopefully you're understanding this. Let's do another example, and then we'll do some guided problems. Okay. The front of a camping tent, you get the tent right here, has the dimensions shown. How much material used to make the front of the tent? Okay, so we want to know the area of just the front. And the area is, of course, 1/2 times base times height. So 1/2 times the base of 5 times the height of 3. So 5 times 3 is 15. A equals 1/2 times 15, or 7.5. So the amount of material was 7.5 square feet. Let's do some guided practice. How about we do the first 5? Number 1, you can go ahead and do that on your own, or do all these on your own. Maybe stop the video, do them on your own, come back, do a couple on your own, something like that, and then you can watch me do them. Number 1, I'm going to write my formula up here. Area equals, you could do 1/2 times base times height, or you could do base times height divided by 2. Either way is fine. So on this one, I have my base, 1, 2, 3, 4. So my base area equals 4 times my height, 1, 2, 3, 3, divided by 2. So 4 times 3 is 12. 12 divided by 2 equals 6. So my area equals 6 units squared. Number 2, base times height. Area equals base times height. That's a multiplication, not a subtraction. And divided by 2. Okay. Base is 12. Height is 8. So what is 12 times 8? 12 times 8. Let's do this over here. 12 times 8. Oops. 12 times 8. 16, 8, 9. 96. So it is 96 divided by 2. And that'll give me my area. Half of 96 is 48. And we're talking about feet squared. Okay? 48 feet squared. Now, this one, we have a base and a height. 15.6, 11.25. We take those two, we multiply them together, and then we divide by 2, and that will get us, no, we take the base times the height divided by 2. That'll get us our area. So this, I want you to do on your own. Try this one here on your own, and then we'll, you can come back and I'll do it for you. Okay? All right, so hopefully you've done number 3. I'm going to do it here. Area equals base 15.6 times height 11.25. Divide that by 2. So 15.6 times 11.25 equals 175.5 divided by 2. 87.75, and that is meters squared. So hopefully you got 87.75 meters squared. You got your base times your height times a half or divided in 2, either way. Okay, let's look at 4. 4 and 5, and then we'll be all set here. Okay, we have a triangle here. And we want to, what is the base of the tile shown? So we have the area, we don't have the base, we have the height. So it's going to be 21 equals base times height divided by 2. Okay, so I want to get rid of this 2. I times each side by 2. That's 42 equals base times 6. I want to get rid of this 6. It's times 6, so I'm going to divide each side by 6. And once I do that, my base equals 42 divided by 6 is 7. So my base is 7 inches. You can figure this out when you have everything but one of the things. If you are missing the base, but you have the area and the height, you can figure it out. If you have the anything, if you have everything but one thing, you can figure it out. Let's look at number 5. Okay, right here. We have a triangular paper box is shown. What's the area of the top of the box? So the area of this top of the box. And it's in a triangle, so it looks like we have a base of 10 and we have a height of 9. So if we do the area equals base times height divided by 2. So that is 10 times 9 is 90 divided by 2. When I do that, it's 45, and we're talking centimeters, and we're talking area, so it's squared. So the area of the top of the box is 45 centimeters squared. Okay, if you have some questions, let me know. If you're ready to go on to independent practice, go for it.